Welcome to the In My Humble Opinion podcast, a podcast that looks to discuss a number of topics that sometimes create more questions than answers. The views and opinions expressed by the presenters are their own and can be assured are utterly and woefully misinformed. If you like explicit content and naive ignorance, then please enjoy at your own risk. Strange foods.
You get to the bathroom and have a little mouth cups, little hair cups. Hello. Welcome to the In My Humble Opinion podcast. Come with us on a culinary adventure on this week's episode, as we are going to be looking at some interesting food from across time.
Yes,
Chef. Yes, chef. You are a chef, so I should be saying yes. I'd love to hear your views on some of these fine delights.
Oh,
We're going to go through. See if there's any equivalent, suggestions that you can chuck in. Add a little bit of time here.
What is it with you and time?
It's the only
you need to learn some. You need to learn some words.
I do, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Only the other herb.
The devil's lettuce.
The devil's lettuce, yes, old Mary Jane. Don't do that anyway. But yes, my name is Paul.
My name's Rob. Chef Rob.
Chef Rob. We're going to have Chef Rob for this episode. And like I mentioned, we're going to be going through some interesting food throughout history. We're going to be talking between us. I'm going to be looking back at food from the past, because if you listen to the podcast, you know that I'm constantly stuck in the medieval period. I don't really want to move out of it. It's comfortable, and I've got my glory hand and I'm safe. Everyone's paralyzed around me and I'm happy.
You do like irrigation, so
I do like irrigation
and technology and podcasts.
I do. Yeah.
Back in medieval days, it would just be like some peasant boy shouting his mouth off on a corner.
That'd be me. Been shouting off in the corner of the village square, just going, hello. Welcome to the In My Humble Opinion podcast. Hear ye, this week's episode is about the amount of groceries I can fit into a sock. I don't know.
You would then just be like trialed as a witch.
Ah, yeah, that's very true.
He's saying hello. He's saying he's way too friendly. Hang him.
He said it 3 times. That's the devil's number.
What? Illuminati.
So yeah, and Rob's going to be talking about some more modern food. And as Rob's a chef, he's obviously scoured his vast brain network to figure out some interesting food that's being produced nowadays.
Yeah, just stuff like a lot of them will be quite common knowledge to people, but some of them are, they're very interesting. Yeah.
Excellent. God. Yeah. Well, I hope that some of my interesting medieval foods make you sick, because I've had a little research and I didn't really want to eat afterwards, to be fair. A bit disgusting. But yeah, why don't we start off there, Rob, then in modern days, before we freak out our listeners too much with what people in the past ate. And yeah, give us what's up in culinary world today.
Yeah, no, can do, definitely. Vietnam. This is like a classic. This is a beverage. We'll start off with a nice little aperitif, a nice little beverage to start the courses for you.
Okay.
We're going to Vietnam. This beverage is called snake blood.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
What could it be?
Oh, is it like Cobra beer?
No.
Oh.
Literally nothing like that. This is typically served as a type of wine. You might be surprised how easy it is to find snake blood to drink in Vietnam. It's everywhere. Like women are like, oh yeah, all right. I mean, it's like Guinness in Wetherspoons in England. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's like, yeah, it's just almost like a table wine over there.
Okay.
And it's like it's really thick, and like it's bad if it's got like a congealation on the top.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like a blood congeal. So are you?
Yeah.
What's it made of then?
Snake blood.
Oh yeah. Is there any other ingredients?
I imagine that they'll put in some kind of like sugar in it as like a preservative. If you would put salt in it, then it would like make it congeal and almost like make it bubble and like evaporate off. So yeah, they would have to put some kind of sugar in it because fuck that. That's got to be like bitter, and it would taste like eating a nail.
Oh yeah,
like
irony.
Really
blood taste.
irony.
When you bite your cheek when you're eating your dinner and a little bit of blood comes in, you got bloody mashed potato and it's all like horrible.
Yeah. But how vigorously are you eating mashed potato?
I got very sharp grinding teeth.
Why are you grinding mashed potatoes? Just cook the potatoes correctly.
Well, I guess so. Oh, you cook them? Oh, didn't know that.
But I'd give it a go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in that part of the world there is some interesting things, but I wouldn't have thought snake blood is such a common beverage. Yeah, gross.
Yeah. I love it. Right, go on then.
All right, well,
revel me with your pasts.
Okay. Right, if we go back into the past, we'll go back into England's past and to the Middle Ages. And in the Middle Ages, half the year was taken up with fast days where people weren't allowed to eat meat, usually because if they did try to eat meat, they'd be killed for poaching, or it wasn't as readily available as you think it is nowadays when you go down the shop and get a Rustler burger.
But in every medieval scene, there's like these cunts are just, oh god, I said it already. These people are just like having banquets of full-on hog roasts and eating turkey legs.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, the rich would. They can certainly do that. The Lord of the Land would be able to have whatever beast he desired.
The Lord of the Land.
The Lord of the Land. He can have any beast. Yes. But the common
sounds
folk,
like my kind of man.
the common folk couldn't really do that. But there was, however, a loophole. Fish, back in medieval times, didn't really understand. Wasn't considered a meat. Fast days, which would really be like Lent nowadays. We have days like in a particular
Friday.
Yeah, or Friday. Yeah. Fish was the dish of the day most of the time. However, not everyone could get their hands on fish, but there was an alternative. Yeah, like I feel like fish, you could probably, back in those days, the place wasn't overfished. You could just put your hand in the water and pull out 7 gudgeon. I don't know.
No, I doubt it. It wouldn't have been a readily available food source because, farming and agriculture has been built to sustain certain environments so that we can farm, etc. Then they'll be like, oh, look, there's a fucking lovely little babbling brook over there. Wallet. Oh, look, it's a salmon. That ain't going to happen.
You're probably exactly right. Agriculture was on the rise back then. So, however, chucking a real back. It
was rife with agriculture.
It was on the rise. It wasn't rife, although it was rife because it was on the rise. Everyone and his mum was in agriculture.
You imagine like Sky News back in those days. Well, on the rise today is agriculture.
Have you heard of agriculture, and should you be worried about it?
Here's the five indications that agriculture is near you.
Is your son taking agriculture? Here are some signs to tell if he is. Yeah, so if they couldn't get hold of fish, they used to eat beaver tails.
Fucking beavers?
Beavers, yeah. Beaver the animals. So, yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Mouthful of beaver, mate.
Beaver tails were a similar shape to like flatfish, so you can use your imagination. They looked like they were covered in scales and spent a lot of time in the water, so they kind of got away with eating a beaver's tail, and it's kind of fleshy. So I mean, in their logic, so it was counted as a fish. So somebody would go out, cut
but they're mammals,
and be like, these are fish. But they would sell them as fish and nobody knew.
Oh, right? Fuck off. It's like you're coming home from the dentist with your mum when you're a kid, and you're like, oh, McDonald's over there, mum. Can we have McDonald's? And she's like, nah, we've got fucking Iceland frozen burgers in the freezer at home. That's exactly the same. It ain't, is it?
It's not the same. No, not the same. No, you got beaver tail tonight. No, we haven't got any place. No, sorry. Beaver tails, I'm afraid. They were proved very cheap and like a stand-in for the country's fishless masses. But unfortunately, the consumption of beaver tails was a contributing factor to the animal becoming extinct in the 17th century. But now the beaver is thriving again in England, Wales, and Scotland thanks to a successful reintroduction programme.
Come back. We're not going to kill you now.
Leave the beavers alone.
Yeah, it's like like the old World War thing. We want you, beavers.
Just pointing us beavers in a field.
Bring your beavers over here.
Show us your beavers. Bring them back in.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
What's one of the worst insects you can imagine actually having in your? Well, what's one of the most hated insects?
Like cockroaches.
This one flies.
Oh, okay. Daddy long legs. Locusts.
I love a daddy long legs.
I know, they're so hilarious and also like venomous. But
no, like we have them in England all the time, and like when we see them, men, like there's two different kinds of man in this world. One that would be like, oh, fuck off, I'm hard, and the other one would be like, no, daddy.
Wasps.
I
know exactly what you meant when you explained that, because I'm like the daddy.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not.
That's why we work.
This works. Yeah. Well, in Japan, they have wasp crackers.
Ooh.
Like, I can't imagine having a wasp in my mouth.
No.
Can you imagine that? Oh, absolutely minging.
How much wasp do you need to make a sustainable cracker?
Well, it's added to like the mix of a crack. It's not like, oh yeah, here's a Rivita.
Just made of wasps.
No, we're gonna smash up some wasps and sprinkle them on the top. It's not like that.
A smashed avocado, but wasps instead. Can I have it on the table, please? A smashed wasp.
Yeah. It's not like that. So, like the wasps, they get boiled down, and then eventually, like, let the water reduce away, so it becomes like a fucking paste. Like wasp paste. I can't imagine what that smells like. But there's no point to these creatures, like at all.
There isn't.
They don't like pollinate shit, as far as I know. All they do is harass babies and men like you.
Baby, what are you doing? You've been a baby. I'm gonna buzz around you.
Yeah. Come here. You scared of me or what?
I'm gonna scare your mother. She's scared.
Yeah.
I'll hear ya.
Oh, look at your mum flutter. Yeah. This is what I do it for. I get kicks. I don't even die when I sting you. I'm well hard.
I'll live another life.
Yeah. So like, they reduce it down into like this paste, and then they mix it in with the cracker like dough, or they just bake it. It's fucking disgusting.
So it's really just a bulking item, just to make that cracker base last longer.
It could be. Yeah, but just like use corn flour or something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, you imagine the effort and how many wasps would you need to do like a 1 litre worth of this emulsification? Like, how many wasps would you need?
That's a fucking
mental.
Somebody outside in Japan with like a pot of honey, just like running around the countryside getting stung, coming back. Got 7 wasps.
No, I think like if they did it in England, there'd just be like a pen of men like you to like as like
bait.
Wasp bait. And the wasps be like, this guy over there fucking scared this little bitch. And there's like 10 of you going, no, daddy, no. Like that. Yeah.
And a man like you comes around and scoops him up with a wasp net.
Yeah, no, with his hand.
Oh, because he's a gangster.
Yeah, I'll just come in and grab a fistful of wasps and chuck them in like, the blender. I don't know.
I can't think of anything more horrifying.
Oh, don't. I say that, but you don't want to see me near a bee. Fucking hell, they scare me.
Yeah, they're different.
Yeah,
bees. Although I think bumblebees are lovely. They're so like, oh, my bumblebee. Like,
yeah, have
really...
you ever been stung by one?
I've been stung by a wasp.
Yeah, not a bumblebee, have you?
No, I haven't, no.
Fucking wait.
Of course, I'll wait for that, yeah.
Yeah, you
Please listen to the podcast and now they're angry at me.
Yeah, I could fucking have a wasp.
I'd love that, the bee and wasp wars. It was such an epic battle. Not only the medieval times were like weird when it came to food, but I think that was out of necessity, perhaps some need. Victorians were also like really fucked up when it came to, sometimes out of necessity and other times out of decadence. You know, just putting a grouse in a swan, in a pig, in a horse, in a jerk, and in it. Like, you know, just like Victorians do. But Victorians decided to make this really weird thing. So it's a gooey substance which they squeezed out of the bladder of a sturgeon fish, and it was called isinglass.
Yeah. I fucking know this shit. This stuff looks like spunk.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, generally it looks exactly like spunk. It's still used today.
Okay, this is good.
Yeah.
Yummy. They used it as a thickening agent back in the old days. Didn't have corn. They probably did, but then I just used some isinglass or isinglass. I don't know.
Yeah, it's isinglass. Isengard?
Isengard. They're taking the hobbits to isinglass.
Oh no, Frodo and Samwise Gamgee, why are you covered in this weird, spunky kind of texture? Sam's like, don't ask questions.
Potatoes precious. It was originally sort of devised for an ingredient to make glue, but someone thought or looked at it and thought, well, I can make a bit of a jam out of that. So, you know, this adhesive that, you know, making, I want to eat it. I want to eat it in a jam. So they're like, that's pretty much it. And people were happy, and they merrily munched their way through gallons of fish bladder jam and confectionery until time where gelatin become a cheaper alternative.
It's just easier to harvest as well. Like, it's fucking...
Get a fish, squeeze his bladder. It's a out the bladder, yeah.
Yeah, because they used to, like, where it comes from now, they get it out of sperm whale bladders. They can get a fucking, like, I imagine, like a cement mixer full of this jizzy substance, like, just coming out their bladder.
It is used nowadays still, like you say, absolutely. Well done, chef. But it's mainly used in the brewing industry for your favourite beers. So there you go. That fish paste jam.
Yeah.
In your beer, having your delicious beaver town with your fried beaver tail. There you go. Delicious.
Who needs pork scratchings and a pint of Heineken? Like, no way.
No, who needs that? Fuck that.
Give me a pint of jizz and some beaver tails. This one tickled me a little bit. This is in Cornwall. Still use it now. I've never had it before. But I'm going to throw some ingredients your way.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm good with this.
Yeah, potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're from the ground.
They're from the ground. Nom nom nom. Eggs. We like eggs.
Eggs are staple. Yeah.
Yeah. So eggs and potato together. How are we doing with that? It's a bit.
It's slightly odd, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of Spanish omelette, so you can understand that a little bit. But
I guess so. You use it to make a hash brown.
Yeah. What about slapping a couple of baked pilchards?
Okay.
Get some of them in.
If that's your fancy, yeah.
Yeah. Then just imagine that it's now actually just a fucking pie, right?
Yeah.
So you're full on double carbon. It's a fucking pie. It's called Stargazy pie in Cornwall.
Stargazy.
Stargazy
pie. Bet you look up at the stars.
Oh, look at that lovely stars. What's in your pie? Well, you got some nice potatoes. It's a pie with fucking potatoes, egg, and pilchards in it.
So
but
weird.
the pilchards, they're not like filleted baked. They're full on baked
whole
fucking pilchards. So they have the pilchards in with the heads that's sticking out the top of the crust.
Like in some sort of potato ocean.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. And then, so they say that when it freshly comes out the oven, the pilchards' heads, they have the mouths open and they're like chimneys for steam coming out of the pie.
That's very like those little like China bird, like blackbirds that people have to let the steam out.
Yeah.
But this time it's like it was an animal, a real animal.
It's a pilchard.
But what is it? So really, like the potato is the top part of the pie, I'm guessing, like a cottage pie or a shepherd's pie.
No, it's got pastry around it.
Fucking hell!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it's just full of it's a pie that's got a pie in it.
Yeah, no, yeah,
It's
it's
got
just
a pie with a fisherman's pie.
So it's like wet crust pastry out the like a pie.
Cornwall.
Yeah, the filling is fucking eggs, potato, and pilchards.
Oh my god! It's like, oh, we got all these pie casings. What have we got in the fridge? Oh,
Yeah, absolutely fucking weird. I'd like definitely try it. I just thought it was really like, have we any gravy on that? What kind of gravy would you use?
the filling
You're
would be
not
so
gonna,
stodgy, wouldn't it? Oh,
yeah. You're
is
like,
that is it cheesy mash or is that too?
it doesn't even say mash. It could just be like
Just sliced potatoes or whole potatoes?
Yeah, it could just be like normal unseasoned boiled potatoes just slapped in there with some eggs. Like someone's just like thought, right, yeah, exactly. Like, oh, what? Let's see. Oh, yeah, just fucking chuck some eggs in there, some potatoes, some fish. Fuck it, done. Grim.
Jesus. I would probably eat that. There's nothing too offensive in that. It's just going to be quite filling after a small slice. You know, oh no, thank you. I shan't have any more. Like,
Yeah. Sim.
Yeah.
Is it moist enough for you? No, not at all.
do you have any water? My throat is closed up. I've got a baked potato stuck in it. We're going to be talking about eggs again, and then these are not
Yeah.
like the 100-year eggs or like the millennium egg things that came from China, where they're kind of like fermented and black and weird. I don't know why you eat them.
Yeah, no, they're fucking good.
Yeah,
Like,
century
if you-
eggs. That's it. Century
Yeah.
eggs.
But that's like egg times 100.
I probably wouldn't go for that, although it looks kind of cool. But there is an alternative,
Yep.
which again is from China, and it's particularly from one town in China where they still make this dish, and it was made around 100 years ago. It's called virgin boy eggs. Okay. All right. Lovely.
Okay.
I love how practical they are.
Oh,
Now, okay, so
I'm just thinking of the farming around that.
don't touch my livestock. They got to remain virgins. Let them lay their eggs. They're boys for some reason. Okay, so virgin boy eggs. They are eggs which are hard boiled. The key ingredient here for virgin boy eggs is the urine of boys under the age of 10.
Fucking why? Like, what is it with ye olde times and piss? Like, it's a waste fucking product from our bodies. Why they were hoarding their own bodily fluids. I swear
Yeah.
to shit.
They were, absolutely. It was used with many things, as we talked about in the past.
Yeah.
Urine was great. It was a cleanser. It was a hair. It was a conditioner for hair. It helped dye clothes. It helped dye hair. It done it all. And in this case, helped like pickle these hard-boiled eggs with 10-year-olds' piss. They get from the
What?
school in the town where they're made, and the school's involved. They're like, let's collect all this. Let's collect year 5's piss. I've got 6 buckets of it, like the town's made, were minted. You know,
Oh, yeah,
So-
because actually, it'd only be up to year 5, wouldn't it? Year 6 would be like, "Fair, we're
Nah.
big boys now. You ain't
Go
having
s-
my piss."
going sour. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You're 11 now.
Why only up to the age of 10? Like, it was like drinking allowed at the age of 10, and they're like, nah,
feel-
it's wasted now. It's full of fucking mead.
I feel this is because of the cusp of puberty. So something in like the hormones in the body create like the perfect mixture of piss to pickle, and it have to be men because of, I don't know,
Rules.
balls. Yeah, there you go. So we could chuck some virgin boy eggs into your stargazy pie.
No, that's fair. Okay, I can rate that one. Australia. Now they're renowned for like a high protein diet. Like, they really are. But they're known for their what if you think of Australia, what do you think? What's the first animal that you think of?
I mean, probably like the nation's animals, like kangaroo or koala.
Yeah. Kangaroos.
Yeah.
They fucking lap it up. They eat this shit. The rest of the world, we're like, oh yeah, look at that lovely kangaroo. It's fucking Skippy. Oh yeah. Oh, kangaroos. It's like fighting games and they've got boxing gloves on. Oh, that's
Some of them are
cute.
hench. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them are beasts. Yeah, but they just fucking eat them off. Yeah.
Why not? It's
So-
a readily available marsupial. Comes with its own shopping bag. Pouch in the front. Just chuck the meat in there. Carry it home.
It's very, very like high in protein, like mega high, like massively low in fat as well. It's got like a lower fat content than turkey. Which
See,
is-
no turkey
Oh,
gains.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
You do that,
taste
gym
it.
goers. Yeah, gym goers. Get some
Yeah.
kangaroo mince. Have that in
Yeah.
your like 300 calorie quesadillas.
Instead of
delicious.
having like fish and a rice cake, have a
You can mix up the
kangaroo
fish and a rice cake. Yeah, you can have
Yeah.
kangaroo and a rice cake and then fish.
kangaroo and a
fish
Rivita.
I have actually had kangaroo before.
Have you?
Yeah,
When?
Yeah. At Reading Festival one year. It was a kangaroo
No way.
burger. Yeah.
Oh, really? Was it good?
I was drunk. It just tasted like burger to me.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Did it cost £9 million?
Yes. Yes, it did.
You were definitely a festival then. Yeah.
I was.
Oh, no,
Right.
nice.
If you were poor, a working class person in Victorian England, meat was pretty hard to come by. Good meat, anyway. You know, you want some of the good, precious meat. Go down the alleyway, someone's sneaking out some sausages. You're like, give me 20 quid's worth of those.
Did they just go around saying, "I have some meat"?
Yeah, they just said meat. They didn't,
Specific, yeah, meat.
they
Please.
didn't know what the animals were. They just wanted.
£3 of meat, please, mate.
But you could always roll the dice on Broxy meat to see what happened. Right.
Okay.
Now. This answers the question. Broxy meat could be any meat. So it's a lucky dip of meat. You could be getting sheep, cow, pork, anything.
Pork?
Yeah,
Like, caca.
pork, pig.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. I thought you said hawk. Hawk meat.
Pork meat. That sounds like the best band name ever. Headlining
Can't
a
be
Reading
creepy.
pork meat.
Hawk meat.
Porn star name. So yeah, it's a lucky dip from the butchers. You know, you could get whatever. It could be rat. It could be, you know, whatever that dropped dead that day. So it usually was something that hadn't been slaughtered, but had been. It's like roadkill. It just been found.
Oh, right.
You're taking a risk with Broxy meat because you could just be contaminated with whatever it fucking died from. But
Oh,
it's
shit.
meat, so happy days.
It's meat, innit? You're going to die by 30 anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah. Get some, I don't know, nondescript meat down here.
What would you do if, like, you went down, like, you know, in the local suburbs and it's like, you know, the barbecue's going and you're all having a couple of beers, talking finance with the other dads, and you'll be like, "Oh, what's that you're flipping on the meat on the barbecue?" "Ah, this is a bit of Broxy." You'd be like, "Okay, I'm not
People
at
would
work
love that.
tomorrow then, am I?" Like,
No, people would love that. They'd be like, "Oh, Broxy meat. Oh, I love the sound
yeah.
of that. Yeah, so
Like
it's
in
good.
LA right now, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Broxy meat, yeah." Mm.
Broxy. It's so good, cleansing. I've got
I-
mad cow disease now.
Broxy is just the purest kind of slaughter.
They died naturally for me.
This is one that I'm surprised neither of us have even mentioned this yet.
Okay.
Can you imagine what we're going to talk about?
Is it the one? Is it the obvious one? I don't know.
We're talking about beavers. Donkey
about-
penis.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just your classic donkey penis. They fucking love it in China. Like
Yeah.
they literally love it off. Yeah.
Munching off
Um,
a penis. Munch, munch, munch.
Yeah, it's considered a delicacy. Yeah, that's it.
That's
It's just
it.
the dish. It doesn't really explain here how it's
Eat it.
served.
No,
Is it broxy? like,
it's served on a
it's,
bit of lettuce, just in its like fucking casing. Just
it's casing.
yeah, like it's
Like,
outer skin.
it's not like a fucking pair of earpods. Like, what you got? Donkey cock.
I can imagine it's like that scene in Indiana Jones, but instead of monkey brain, it's just this fat
Monkey
donkey
brains.
piece. Yeah,
Yeah, like what?
delicious.
It's a donkey head. No, open it up. It's a dick.
It's a dick in there.
Yeah.
Just slice it. What? Just bite it like a hot dog?
I just can't imagine what you would do with it. Sometimes, like if you stew these kind of things, and you get like because they're quite they're chewy as fuck, like as a rule. Because it's very like tendony based and stuff. You'd have to boil that down and like yeah.
You could have
that's
dick
not-
stock then.
you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Ugh.
yeah, it's not really for me, I'll be honest.
It's making me feel a bit funny, actually, that one.
Yeah.
Well, let's move swiftly on then.
Thanks.
So, all right. So yeah, in modern times, other than donkey penis, food is pretty palatable, and only certain parts of the animal are used, except their dicks. Obviously, we know that's a thing now. If you don't have a lot of money, however, one cheap part is a pig's udder. The Romans enjoyed this. Okay.
How could you think? Oh, I'll have a go now. You see
Yeah.
like little piglets like suckling up, and they're like,
Give me a little
Yeah.
nom on that.
part that off and saute it.
Oh, if you cook it, it'll be like crackling, but in the shape of a tit. That's a great
Little
Christmas
nipple.
present. A little rack of 6 crackling tits. The Romans might have enjoyed one, however, a little pig titty, stuffed with sea urchins, just to keep it interesting. Yeah, they do
Fucking
love.
hell.
They love an urchin from the sea. They used to just love putting sea urchins in anything, really.
They're
Like
well
mice.
hard to harvest.
Well, that's probably why they're such a delicacy, because the rarity of it.
People like die when they're harvesting them. They're like, oh, just sea urchin. That's this thing stuffed with a sea urchin. Yep. 5 of my slaves died doing that. Ooh, nommy nom noms.
God, I'm going to sell that for a high price.
That's fucking mental.
The Romans, again, much like the Victorians and in medieval times, it was just pure fucking chaos when it comes to food.
There's a good couple of soups that are quite popular in the world at the minute. One of them can't really talk about because it's been banned. Like it's been banned forever. You shouldn't really even talk about it, and we're not going to talk about it. But another one we will talk about.
Oh, but you can't just say that and then not tell me what it is.
Well, I haven't got it on this list, but that is shark fin soup.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
That's just absolutely disgusting.
Agreed.
The slaughtering. But yeah, we're not gonna give that our time.
No.
But this one we will, which is called ants egg soup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, here we go. So if you happen to be going anywhere near Laos or Thailand, here is one weird food that you would want to try and get a real feel for their cuisine. Like, if you've had this, you've had Thailand in your mouth. Like
when you go to Yorkshire and you're like, I'm going to try some of their Yorkshire puddings.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to Laos now. I'm going to try some of this.
Give me some of your fucking cuisine in my
I
mush.
love visiting a place and eating the local food and eggs.
Yeah.
Pass. I'm going to pass.
You're like, yeah, I'll go there. Yeah. You got Burger King? Yeah. So they just just ant eggs are used in soup. It's like one of the most popular soups out there.
Okay, I guess because it's relatively numerous, you can reap a fair amount of it.
Yeah. Have you ever seen ants' eggs?
No.
No,
I've seen Ants the
where?
film with Sylvester Stallone. But
Yeah. Like, where the fuck are they get? They must harvest them. And again, when you have something so small, the actual farming of it must be huge to
yes,
get anything out of this shit.
true.
Like,
Just,
how
you
many
know,
of these eggs do you need?
like every teenager or every kid in Laos is like given an ant farm at the beginning of school. They have to raise them so that they're a sustainable like soup source for their
Yeah.
family.
Is it like, like a trust fund?
Yeah, it's like a trust fund, yeah, but for
Here's your
eggs.
ant soup trust fund. Go on, crack on, son. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at
No,
all.
you probably wouldn't even notice, to be fair. Chuck some delicious fragrant vegetables in, a bit of chili, nice broth, and if the ant eggs are in there, you won't even notice. I'm sure it would be like, oh, I didn't even realize I've just eaten ant eggs until you
Yeah.
give birth to an ant child 6 months down the line. It's a short gestation
Why would you
period.
give birth to it? What are
I
you
don't know.
doing with that soup?
I had the donkey penis beforehand.
Oh, I see. God, imagine that. That's a hybrid we all need in life. Like, imagine like half ant, half donkey. Like Blackpool Pier would be fucking
They love
like,
it. They're riding
yeah,
those ant donkeys.
yeah.
They're quick in the
Donkeys,
sand.
like 8-legged donkeys.
Yeah, just running around as they're sharp and they sharpish.
Yeah.
Got down one end of the pitch to the other in 3 minutes. Victorians again. Oh,
Yeah, go on.
Victorians. They, as we've already established, they love to eat weird shit. But there was a period in Victorian England where treasure hunting was like the thing, and bringing back exotic things from other countries to the English shores so we can proudly show off how we've stolen another culture's items for personal gain was very active. And
British
apologies to the
Museum.
exactly. And because of these stuck-up wankies, they brought back loads of stuff. And in this instance, there was lots of things brought back from Egypt. And Egypt was very fashionable in Victorian times. And if you had any Egyptian things, that would be like, yep, Greg down the street, he's got, a couple of vases from Egypt. He's on the up.
Nice.
Then, Terry down the other end of the road, he's sent a little invite round to your house saying, come for dinner. And you go, all right, see what Terry's up to. He lays the table. All right, there's 8 of you there because it's a small hamlet. So you're like, Terry, what have we got? And he brings in a delicious mummy. So he brings a mummy. He's got a mummy from Egypt, and he served it to be eaten. And this has been dated going back to the 16th century. So they've ground it into powder and thought that, some of this would be delicious.
What
and
the
with internal
fuck?
bleeding as well.
Oh
and
my
headaches.
God.
Yeah. Eat a
So-
mummy.
Egypt aren't annoyed at all the shit that we've got. Look, we've got this. Yeah, you could. We're gonna keep it. They're like, yeah, but what about the mummies? What about like the entire like fucking graveyards that have just been ransacked?
What
for us
past
to eat?
ancestors? I want to eat them. Yeah. It's horrific, isn't it? It's
That is
genuinely like so terrible. But that was a big
really
practice
fucking
back in
bad.
Victorian England.
That's disgusting. I've never heard of that in my life.
I know, it's a shocker.
Right, I've got one for you. This is
Cool.
Korea at their finest. Doesn't say north or south. Maybe it's just all over. Maybe
All
like there isn't any issues at the border. They're like, we
There's
all
a safe
love it.
transport of this item.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this item. Yeah,
They're
exactly.
sharing it even.
Yeah, they're like, oh, how do you do yours? Well, I put a bit of cumin in mine. What about you? Oh, salt. I don't know.
Tell which
You,
is
it
which
would be
side.
like, I don't know, thyme.
Have you got thyme in there? Thyme?
Yeah.
I don't like it either. Not a fan.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway, this is called sanakji. It's actually a weird delicacy to come from Korea. It basically means live octopus.
Oh, okay. All
Have
right.
you seen these videos? You've seen
Yeah,
some of these?
like the mukbang videos of
Yeah.
Korean people eating a big pot of something like red and bubbling, and out they pull like fucking like sea creatures that are still alive. Yeah. And then they
just
eat
pull it
them.
out, rip their heads off in their
Yeah,
mouths and stuff.
Yeah.
I just can't with
No.
this. Like,
No. There's something
I
about
just can't.
seafood, for one,
Mm,
other than if it looks like a fish, that's fine.
right.
If it doesn't look like a fish, I'm not going to eat it if it's from the sea. And also, to add to that, it's alive,
Yeah.
so definitely no. Because you also know that it's struggling to be alive because it's in the air. So you're eating
Yeah,
an animal that's
yeah.
in distress. So you're
Yeah.
adding insult to injury.
Yeah.
That
You're
poor
killing it
octopus, yeah.
with your mouth. Like,
Mouth death.
yeah, mouth. Like, just imagine, like, it's wriggling around in your mouth and you're fucking eating it. Like, I just can't. No.
This is
No,
like in
not for
Old
me.
Boy, though, isn't it? In the film Old Boy, where we spoke about it in our
Yeah.
movie Showdown series, he eats a
Yeah.
live octopus, and it pretty much
Yeah.
just stuck across his face. Yeah.
Yeah. And like the ink sacs release because it's in
Yeah.
panic.
Yep.
Like, it's scared. It's in panic.
It's a
like,
fucking mess.
it
It's
is,
not an enjoyable
yeah.
experience. Ugh.
You'd have to eat it outdoors, wouldn't you? Like, you'd be like, right, what are we having for dinner tonight? Oh yeah, we're gonna have Sinaka juice and some of that. Let's go outside. Right. Oh, the palaver it must take. Right, fair enough. They haven't got to waste time cooking it. Yeah, fine. But they have to get the hose out. They've got to get like buckets out.
It's
They've
true.
got to get,
Maintenance
you
of
know,
the food. Yeah.
yeah, clear
It's
out
just
an
like it's
area.
exactly. It's like if we applied the same to a land animal. That we usually eat. Like just, oh yeah, no, your dinner's over there, and it's a piglet, and you're like, you got to go over and just eat it. Like just running around, I'll pick it up and eat it like a Scotch egg. Like
Nobby nom noms. Yeah, I can't. I mean, if it tastes good, it tastes good, you know. But no.
yes, yeah, disgusting. You know what ambergris is?
I've definitely, I've definitely heard of it before. What? Oh my god! Let me. No, go on, tell me. I know what it is, but tell me.
All right, okay, so yeah, it's one of those things. Like I remember learning about being like, oh, that's so gross, but it's used still today. Premium money, like, is a highly prized item, especially in perfumery. So it's a base to use in perfume. But it comes.
Is it sperm related? It's from sperm whales.
It comes from Wales,
Yeah.
and it's actually the production of it has dropped off because whaling has kind of declined slightly. Technically, has declined. The official numbers are in, and they look good. But let's say the real numbers maybe not. But yeah, it's used for that. And at one time, it was something that was eaten as well. It's a waxy substance that's produced in the whale's digestive tract. So essentially, it's like waxy sick.
Yeah.
And what a whale would do, it wouldn't be sick like there. It would come out of its like poop hole. So it has to go through the whale's colon also. And then because it's kind of waxy, it floats. And that's when you can like scoop it up and make, tens of thousands of pounds from whale sick.
Oh, right. So you just farm it off the ocean, top of the oceans.
Yeah, but it's very rare to find it. It's to find any substantial amount of it. But yeah, if you were whaling, you just harvest it from the innards.
Like a fucking posh Vaseline, isn't it?
It is, yep.
Black and white hair wax.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Yeah, that's the
I
one.
used to love the smell of that. It was like, well, like hair wax.
It was, yeah. It's the wax smell that every teenager had. 2000s.
I've heard that loads. Yeah, it's still used in perfumes.
Yeah.
Fragrance.
Yeah. If you find a large amount of it, sometimes it just washes up on beaches as well. So if you are having a stroll down the beach, you see something that looks a bit waxy on the beach, pick it up. You've made £10,000, mate, straight away.
We've like always learned, no, don't pick up shit.
I'm telling you, please do. There are a couple of tests you can do. You can pop it in some water to make sure it floats, and you can put like a hot piece of metal on it, and if it melts and smells sweet, it's ambergris.
Right, what do you know about sea cucumbers?
So if you rub them, they excrete a little web. Like Jackass or Wild Boys or whichever one it was. I saw that.
That's it. Like, they just literally look like they're jazzed up. But it's like it's not like an ejaculate. It's literally part of them.
Yeah,
That
it's
like
like
it sprays out and they suck
yeah.
it back in. Yeah. When Southeast Asia is a delicacy, like they slice it up. It's usually fried, served as like a sashimi dish, so like raw. You just have it. So imagine, like, what do? You just get it out, fucking wank it off on the table, and, like eat in. Oh yeah, my father-in-law. I wish to take you out for dinner because I want to propose to your daughter. Here, have a sea cucumber. Just fucking wank this thing
This
off.
is what
in
your
his
daughter's
face,
going to
and
do
he's
to me when we're married. Wait.
Look at this. Get on your mush. Slap it around. Yeah. Yeah, and I just love it.
Like they do love, anything that's urchin-like or cucumbery-like. They're kind of bit of rice, and that's it. All right then. Let me talk about this then. So this is something, and this is incredibly hard to pronounce, and I'm not too bad at pronunciations, but it's called like Sorsau Rotspunger or sour ram's testicles. All right. It's from Iceland. Or Iceland, not Iceland. You can't buy two pounds for like 3 of these. Along with that's why mums go there. It's not that Iceland is the country.
That's why mums go to Iceland, because they want ram bollocks.
They want sour ram's testes. So yeah, it's a very traditional Icelandic food, and of course, much like everything in Iceland, it's preserved. Because reasons they love to just preserve everything.
Because the whole country isn't a fucking fridge, is it?
No, exactly. They're like, we transport it miles. Okay, let's preserve it. Oh, what's the temperature outside? Minus 50.
Yeah.
They're cooking.
It's a bit warm out. Oh, don't leave it out of the fridge for too long.
Put it in the fridge to warm it up to room temperature.
Thaw it out.
Thaw it out. So they're pickled in whey. So like the scoopings off of when you do cheese and butter. For months and months until they're nice and sour, and then they can be pressed into blocks to make some sort of testicle loaf that can be sliced and eaten.
Fuck me! Imagine the colour. It has to be grey.
It is grey. Yes,
yeah.
It's pale. It's like a very sort of grey beige. It's like your mum's meatloaf from the olden days. Like, have you cooked that enough, Mum? It's sour ram's testicles. Enjoy. Oh, Mum.
It must, like, whey when it's like properly reduced to stuff. It is fucking delicious. But it's so sour. It's like blows your face off. But I would probably eat that. I'll be honest.
If it was in its loaf form and I wasn't told about it, I'd be like, yeah, go on. Let me put a little bit of that pate on my bread.
Those terrine.
That's terrine, delicious. Yeah.
Now this is actually eaten in China, Malaysia, Japan, and the States.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, so they share something here, and it's not KFC.
Oh, okay.
This is turtle soup. Now it's.
I see.
So we would be like, oh my god, turtles, aren't they endangered and shit? I don't know how endangered they are, but they lap it up. They fucking lap it up. So it's a really, really common dish in Minnesota, the United States. It's the older population that are like readily eating it, and you can find like a version of turtle soup that is mainly eaten in states like towards Lent. So
okay.
Like, yeah. Oh, we haven't got any fish around.
Yeah.
There's a fucking turtle. Yeah.
I guess you're right. We don't really view like turtles are pets. Like, or
turtles are fucking ninjas, mate.
They are ninjas. They're ninja pets.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I've heard of turtle soup before. It's kind of served in the shell almost as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Chuck a little, a little blender in the top where its head comes out, gives a little sprizz. It's like some sort of like turtle case, like flask of goop that comes out. It's not like that. No. But soup is
it's
kind
not
of
like It's not like one of those fucking workout shakes.
It's like a protein.
You just,
Yeah,
give me a
like
turtle, yeah. Put it back in the shell. Slop.
in my Nutribullet, yeah.
Slip your turtle in a Nutribullet. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
what goes from green to red at the touch of a button?
So
Turtle in a Nutribullet.
back to ancient Rome again to complete like the triangle of fucked up places in the past.
Nice.
Garum, which is fermented fish sauce.
Oh.
All right, so if you're looking for a little bit of flavour back in the days of ancient Rome, you wouldn't look for seasoning salt or sriracha. You know, you wouldn't go down and get some daddies out of the fridge and be like, "Can I add this on?"
That
daddies.
word, daddies, is floating around a lot today. Daddies, daddy. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Daddy's sauce.
You're going to give me a semi.
If you were looking for something a little bit extra,
Yeah.
you'd use garum, and it was like ketchup. It was a side dish or a condiment. It was made from fish that was allowed to ferment out in the sun in a clay pot with spices like some dill and coriander and other.
Oh.
Right, really adding. I've learned some other herbs there. There we go.
That sounds fucking good, though.
It doesn't sound
Like,
too bad. The
like
fermented
dill,
fish.
coriander, and fish.
True, but it's
Chef
fermented.
kiss.
It's
Yeah, but
fermented.
Worcestershire sauce is like fermented.
I know,
What's
but
the
it
sauce?
stinks. Yeah.
It's banging, man. I would fucking lick that off of a tramp. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So it was even found sealed in jars in Pompeii.
Oh.
So they found some
So they
lovely
cooked it
garum
as
there.
well.
Oh,
Clay oven.
Clay oven. down clay oven. There was a man reaching for his garum, and he's
My
there now.
garum!
My garum is stuck there forever in time. Look at his
I've made
garum.
cheese on toast. I really want some garum right now.
For it.
Yeah. Oh,
What's the matter
bang.
about
Oh, I'm fucking dead.
Fucking thermal blast from the volcano. He's just like, I want some garum on my cheese and toast. I wonder if anybody in Pompeii was found just having a shit.
Yeah, they were, weren't they?
Yeah, just half in, half out.
I want like the shit.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. This let's cut into this. Like fucking what's that bitch who used to like go through people's shit? What's her
Gillian
name?
McKeith.
Yeah, who fainted on that Idiot Abroad program or whatever. Celebrity
Yes, I was
program. Yeah, that
yeah.
one. Like she'd be like, oh, let's see what they were eating. Cut into his shit. Oh, he had a healthy diet of garum.
How did she even tell, really? Because like it's just you cut
That's
into
very right, yeah.
cut into a shit. There's just shit there. Oh, I don't know those nutritional diet of some shit.
Yeah. Oh, you had some food then? Nice. And you made a shit.
I'm a nutritionist. You process food and shit come out. Well done. Carry on.
Carry on. Bye. Look at me. I'm a nutritionist. I look like I'm dying constantly.
She looks like a mummy brought back from like to Victorian England.
Yeah, she's
Little
lucky we don't fucking powder her up and have a little nosh.
Oh, got a headache, powder her up. Get down, yeah. Those. Or a couple of the keeps down.
Her in a fucking NutriBullet. Yeah, I did my 25 reps today. Now I need a fucking mummy dust.
Shake a bit of mummy, yeah, shake a McKeith. Yeah.
Could you use her for like shake and vac as well?
She was freshening the carpet up really well.
Yeah. You'd be like, oh, it smells of kale.
I don't think there's much of her to go around for all of these activities, though. Pharmaceuticals, like headache tablets and protein powder. Like,
yeah, I'm sure she's a lovely woman. I hope she's not listening to this as well,
I
because
don't know if she
we've
listens to-
like dissected her entire body for like, yeah, science.
Oh, she's too busy looking at her own shit.
Yeah, what you do? Like, you know, like how men are in the toilet for ages. Apparently,
Yeah.
it's like we're scrolling Instagram
Yeah.
or whatever, looking at funny videos.
Yeah.
Like we're doing that. She's just like literally looking at her own shit.
Got a special toilet. Just there's no
Yeah.
water in it. Just a flat plane with a petri dish in it.
It's like just a large ceramic plate on the floor. He squats over it. Like you'd be like, Gillian, your mother's here now. It's Boxing Day. All the family around. We're gonna play games soon. Are you done? No, just checking my shit.
Don't touch the knife and fork on the side. I've used it.
It's like, yeah. Right.
You're
Now
gross.
this one is like it's used round the world and it's used a lot, but it's like it's quite misunderstood in younger generations, our generations and younger, really.
Okay.
But like our grandparents fucking lap this shit up. Now the only people that really lap this up are dogs.
Okay.
No, it's
Okay. Is it like
tripe?
it's tripe? Okay. Yeah.
Tripe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's gross. It's white, like
yeah,
gelatinous shit.
yeah. It's just stomach lining, basically.
Yep.
They're used like on all farm animals, like the fucking. Like,
Doesn't matter.
even
Nondescript.
maybe not a chicken. I don't know how much you usually
Chicken
get out of
tripe.
that. But that does sound real, doesn't it?
It does,
Chicken
chicken
tripe when you say it out loud. Chicken tripe, yeah, it does sound real. But, like, yeah, it's just quite rough. Like, it's quite disgusting. And yeah, it's really, really tough as well. So imagine like the
Like chewed gum, like that
It
sort
is.
of texture. Yeah.
It is like that, yeah. When you like chop open a golf ball, inside there's like a layer inside the golf ball, like spongy.
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah,
that, and it has to be
that.
like boiled down.
Oh, I just
stuff.
know. Oh, I remember. Like, I think my grandparents had it.
Definitely your grandparents.
Yeah.
Definitely your nan. I can tell you that.
Yes, she probably did.
Fucking
She had a little
eat
bowl
out
of it
can.
next to her chair. Just in water, like tripe in water, like get it out raw, have a little munch. Watching Murder,
So-
She Wrote.
Little snack.
My programs are on, boys. Have a little munch on this. But yeah,
Songs
that-
of Praise comes on in a minute.
Oh,
Get
God
me a
again.
bowl of tripe, would ya? Yeah, no,
Um,
the stuff's fucking disgusting, but it's used a
Yeah.
lot, and it does taste like it's delicious. It is.
it's just very like it's retained that sort of like meaty, like flavour.
Yeah, but it's like unspecified meat. So like cow tripe doesn't really taste anything like cow. It just tastes like
It's like
meat.
Broxy.
Yeah, like got the old Broxy tripe, haven't we?
Broxy
Hey.
tripe. I mean, if there's some practical applications for it, I can understand. Like, I'd probably eat it, but then it falls within like. I always think of tripe, and then I think of like liquor and jelly deals in the same sort of field, like food that people shouldn't have eaten, but I know I was alive when they did.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
"Oh,
Christ.
you're not a man unless you've had a jelly deal. Like, I'm a man. Don't worry
I
about
have no look at this. My penis is here.
it. Yeah.
Just because I haven't eaten the jelly deal. All right. Well, let me hit you with this. It's going to be one
What?
of a trio of the word cock
Oh.
in my
Yeah.
in my foods.
Cock countdown.
And I'm going to start off with cockatrice. Okay.
Cockatrice.
Yes. There's a chance that even if you don't know food history, you still know something close to a cockatrice.
Cockatrice. It's really familiar. Go on.
Probably heard the word before. It's in lots of like fantasy things, like Dungeons and Dragons or Magic the Gathering, which I know you're a very big fan of.
Magic the Gathering. I've never
No, I
never played that in my life.
I've never played it either. Because the cockatrice was a mythological figure which kind of evolved from the myth to be created into a dish. So,
Right.
in stories, a cockatrice is something that resembles a chicken, but with reptilian legs and a tail. And it was two-legged dragon like Medusa and would turn you into stone. However, the dish being made in the Middle Ages formed an amalgamation of a suckling pig as the head and the upper legs. The back side was cut off, and a chicken was stuffed into it. So it's like this
Fucking
pig.
Frankenstein dinner.
This is a pig with a tiny chicken legs at the back. Right?
Like, do
Delicious.
leg day, mate. That's fucking.
That's combined two of my favourite meats, though. A bit of pork and chicken. That's nice.
Yeah, that's fair. Like chicken and bacon salad, isn't it?
Chicken and bacon sandwich.
Fucking yeah, but like, why have they got to do this whole Frankenstein shit? The animal's been slain, right? Yeah, you've killed it. You've disrespected it enough to kill it and eat it, and now you're like just humiliating it. Like, yeah, fucking what, parading around with this fucking Frankenstein taxidermist bullshit dinner.
I see. This is the thing. It was, and you've mentioned it before. For modern day, but mainly in like the East, it's the spectacle. So in the past, it had to be something that was amazing to look at and showed like, you know, you've got the best chefs in all of the land. But like today, we're just like, you know, we'll grind up these chickens and this pig and we'll put it into like a meal deal.
Yeah,
So you don't have to look at like a whole like row of cockatrices.
Cock countdown.
All right, the next one is the helmeted cock.
okay.
This is crazy. So much like the cockatrice, people back in the day loved a visual spectacle when it came to their food. But nothing, not even the cockatrice came close to matching the helmeted cock brought to the table.
Did it have to get wheeled in?
No. Well, yes, I actually presume it did to retain what it looked like. Okay, so again, it was a mishmash of chicken and pork, but instead of shoving the chicken in the back of half a pig, they cooked both items, put the chicken on top of the pig like it's riding it like a knight.
Oh my god.
And then what you'd have to do is put a little paper helmet on its head and give it a lance and then dress it in the colours of the lord to whom it was being served.
No!
It's got a little flag, ride his chicken with a little paper helmet on.
Like, they just were not culinary chef schools, were there? Like,
No.
just imagine if like Gordon Ramsay saw that. Like,
I mean,
what's on the paper hat, boys? What are you
like
doing?
Gordon Ramsay's like fucking like beef Wellington would be laughed out of the kingdom, right? It would be like, what is this? It looks just like shit. Why hasn't it got paper helmet?
Yeah. Well, that doesn't look anything like an animal or an invented animal. I'm not eating it. I'm out.
Where's its legs?
Yeah. What is titled? You could just never get that from that.
The hell is his cock? It's pretty self-explanatory. But I love the fact there's a cooked pig underneath it. For a horse. Yeah. I love it. That's brilliant.
Cock countdown.
All right, and then my final cock item is cock ale.
Right.
Right? And it's not, you know, go to the pub with your mates, you know, your mate's it's his birthday, and you're like, boy, watch this while he's busy, chops up a girl, get his beer and then slip your dick in it and give it
I
to
had
him.
to bar someone from doing that. Like, literally. He was stood at the bar. He was stood at the bar, and like, I don't know, we'll call him Terry. And then Barry went to the toilet, right? It was Barry's birthday. There was like, it was only two of them there. They didn't like have a crowd of them.
He done it on his own.
Yeah, it wasn't like, yeah, go on, Terry, you fucking ledge. He was on his own, made his own decisions there and then. Literally got his dick out, and it was busy, like a busy restaurant. And just fucking put his dick in it, put it back on the side, And like the guy just drank it, but he didn't go like, "Hey, you waiter." Never
He's
like
used it
there
for
was
some
zero
sort of, like,
reaction.
blackmail thing for the future. I'd hate
Yeah,
the walk home. Oh, it would have been
yeah.
all.
I mean, it was only because we were watching it on I was in the office cashing up, so like I'm right next to a camera anyway,
CCTV.
and I
Yeah.
saw it, and I was like, "Are you fucking no way?"
This
Yeah,
is
got 'em
happening. Yeah, cock beer,
Yeah.
but not that type of cock beer. Unfortunately.
out.
That's
Alright.
modern day
Yeah,
cock
sorry, that's modern beer.
beer. Yeah. So if you like beer, then medieval ale will probably be right up your alley. Got a few little IPAs there, like a Lord of the Land, you know, a Cow's Muck, Camden Hells, all that stuff. But if you love chicken, which everyone does, you know, you have a few beers,
Cock
go to the
IPA.
chicken shop. Yeah. Why not add some chicken to the beer? In 1669, cock ale was devised, and it called for you to have a mix of fruit and spices like raisins and nutmeg, chuck it into an ale with a boiled chicken.
Fucking what? That's like you accidentally pour, like, you know, you're having a roast dinner round your nan's house, and she's like, "I'll have a tinner, yeah, I'll have a little Foster's," and like you go to get the chicken gravy, accidentally drip some in your beer, and you're like, "Oh, Nan, you fucking decrepit fuck!" You don't want to embarrass her, do you?
No.
You don't want to be like, "Oh no."
She bought
you
that
just-
Foster's about one can for you because she knew you were
Yeah.
coming around. She's watching you drink it.
And she knows that you know.
Yeah.
You saw her do it.
Yeah.
Her shaky fucking arthritic fingers dripping cock's gravy.
I didn't
How's your beer? Great.
Right. But there was a belief that the food that you ate could give you some qualities of the creature that the creature possessed.
Yeah.
And chicken was prized for its vitality and vigor. So if you drank chicken beer, you might have some of that power. Vitality and vigor with my chicken beer.
No, you're just a cock.
Yeah, that's right. And there is my cock trio.
The end of Cock Trio.
Where we're going to have some lovely muck tuck.
Muck tuck, I like it.
Muck tuck. So if you ever happen to find yourself in a place as extraordinarily as Greenland, then you must try their extraordinary dishes as well. Muck tuck is a traditional dish for Inuit and some other people, made from the skin and blubber of whales, most often bowhead whales. I don't know what bowhead whale is to you.
No, it's a big whale.
Yeah. It's got like, instead of bow legs, it's got a bow head.
It's just really wonky head.
Like to swim
It's like one
in
of those.
circles.
It's like one of those needles for like highlighting your hair that you pick through the hat. It just it just looks like one of those.
Yeah, but I mean, it can be eaten raw. Fucking raw. That's
Ugh.
like chewing gum, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, that's like fat, and the whale blubber is like really
Yeah.
oily as well. They used it for like lamp lighting.
Yeah. Or they can have it frozen or deep fried, or you guessed it, pickled.
Of course, gotta be pickled.
Does it fit in a jar? Yes, pickle it.
Yeah. Well, we've got to transport it across like some distance, pickle it. So this was commonly consumed variety of apple in the Middle Ages, and it kind of, you know, it's like a big apple, so like a cooking apple,
Right.
and it had a weird appearance because of the appearance of its underside, which is the tightly packed puckered bit at the bottom of an apple. The bit you
Like
put down on
the
the table.
core?
No, like
Right,
at the
yeah.
bottom with all the little knobbly bits.
Oh, right, yeah. Like the umbilical cord of an apple.
Yeah, like that,
Yeah.
right? This one had a particularly, like, you know, really anus-like appearance.
Right.
So, these apples were called open arses. And they were called open arses for a long time. I'm having a bite on an open arse tonight. What are you eating? Open arses.
You've been eating those open asses too much.
7 open arses this evening. Oh,
Oh, mate. This open arse is giving me mouth blisters.
they loved an open arse.
Where is this? It's got to be England, isn't it?
It is English, but when the French kind of came over,
Oh, here we go.
they didn't like the name, so they called it a medlar, which is a more fun French name. It was still popular and still called open arses for a long time. Many varieties have grown out of that, and open arses have been lost now to history, unfortunately.
Fuck's sake, I could do with an open arse.
Yeah, you could be walking into a Costa, you could be like, "Oh, you got any of those open arse tarts?"
Open arse tarts. And they'll be like, no, the club don't open till midnight.
You want to go down the road for that, boy?
Right, this one is, I think it's called Cash. It's K hash.
Okay. Yeah.
Cash. So this is mainly
Cash me
like
outside. How about that?
Cash me outside. How about that? Yeah. So this is traditionally served in countries in the region of Uzbekistan and Georgia. Cash is basically just a boiled meat dish made of various cow and sheep parts, right? This is boiled, it's just all of it. They just fucking put them in a pot and boil the shit out of it. Not uncommonly, including feet, head, stomach. This is typically eaten in soup form, and in some places, like Armenia, you'll actually eat it with your hands. Now,
Get right in there.
have you ever eaten a soup with your hand?
No.
You're like,
I imagine it's like when you're trying to wipe your sweaty brow. Like,
you know, like when you're a kid and you're not allowed to drink water at bedtime, but you're really thirsty.
you go to the bathroom and have a little
Yeah.
mouth cups, little hand cups.
Hand cups. And then
Little
you
hand
just
cups in.
put your fucking head under the tap, don't you, instead? Like, how are you supposed to eat that with your fucking hands? Like,
And it's cooked.
webbed
It's hot.
fingers?
Yeah,
It's hot as fuck!
it's hot as fuck.
Boiled sheep bollocks. Mouth cups.
Mouth cups. Everyone did it. Everyone does it.
Yeah, I still
did.
do it now. So
Yeah.
like, it's just nostalgic.
I know. When you're brushing your teeth, I left my cup like in,
Yeah.
to wash my mouth out. I'll get a little hand cup in there.
It tastes always so much better as well.
Of course, it's like fresh from the source of your hand. I've got some food facts that I can quickly go through
Yeah, nice.
and see how you feel about those.
Yeah, go on then.
What about this then? This is probably something nowadays that people buy a little bit extra into, but carrots used to be white, yellow, purple, orange. Different varieties. Yeah, different varieties of that. They weren't just like a rainbow. You put it out of the ground, it's just all of those colours.
Like Roundtree's fruit pastel lolly.
It's like, that's how I know that. Exactly. Oh, my fruit pasta's all stuck together. Yeah. It's a carrot. Yeah.
Yeah, now they're called heritage. No heritage. They're just fucking carrots. Do you know what I mean?
Carrots, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's a parsnip. You just got mixed up. Lobsters were so plentiful at one time in the USA that people used them as fertilizer.
Really?
No. Just washing up on the beaches, thousands and thousands of lobsters. They're like, ugh, just put that in my land, grow.
Grow lobsters?
Grow some lobsters.
Put that in my land, still alive. Yeah, off you go. Go on,
Just
grow.
roam free in the field. Got your little fence around these lobsters. They're running free range.
Oh, I've got free range, yeah.
Lucky lobsters. Pez was created not just as a fun sweet with amazing characters that spit them out their head, but it was to stop smoking.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It could. This guy invented Pez in like 1927 as a stop smoking device.
Fucking hell, I bet Marlborough were like, oh, I bet he got assassinated.
Well, yeah, he's probably dead now, but 27.
He'd be like 104 years old, isn't he?
Made Pez, so good job. Ancient Greeks used waffle irons. They love waffles. They got it. They used to have them. Yeah. They had like blacksmith tongs, right, with huge big sheets on each side with funny pictures. You know, like they're doing updates on
like
TikTok.
Billy the Bear picture or something.
Yes. Like, oh, someone's done Batman in it. Like, you know, like, you know. So
I've got Spartacus.
So yeah, they loved waffles back in ancient Greece, not so modern. Ketchup was originally made with fish, so it was just a fish-based sauce, not tomatoes, which is often why it's labelled tomato ketchup. Ketchup was a fish sauce.
Oh.
So they derived from a pickled fish sauce called ketchup. Not ketchup, without the T,
ketchup,
which is like fish sauce, so it was mushroom and anchovies. But America came over and was like, "Oh, get tomatoes in there, tomato ketchup," and there you go. No fish in there nowadays. On the Lewis and Clark expeditions, so those famous expeditions in the 1800s, men sometimes ate 9 pounds of meat each in one day. That's a lot of meat. For one day.
Is that the old boxy meat? What was it? Broxy meat?
Oh, it could be boxy. Yeah, it could be boxy meat.
Broxy. I'll have a bag of broxy meat, please. 9 pounds is a lot.
Yeah, the people they travelled with, there was a lot of them, but I didn't mean that, you know, they didn't have needs. So they'd hunt in the evening. And they would end up eating, like the whole group would, like the expedition carried 7 tons of flour, coffee, pork, corn, beans, and sugar. 7 tons of that on an expedition through like unmapped terrain.
Holy shit!
I've got to make sure we've got loads of flour for some reason.
Yeah, but instead they're like, oh, should we hunt tonight? Yeah, fuck
yeah,
it.
And then they were like, yeah, just like, you know, 4 deer, an elk.
I'll have fish and a rice cake. And 9 pounds of elk.
9 pounds of elk. Sauerkraut. You like sauerkraut?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You should start calling it Liberty cabbage because.
Why?
Because during World War I, it was called that to avoid using German words. Liberty cabbage.
That's fucking hilarious.
Liberty cabbage.
You'd be like, oh yeah, just go down and get like a good old fashioned American hot dog. Do you want Liberty cabbage on that?
Liberty cabbage.
Fucking hell.
During Roman times, lizard fat mixed with cumin was recommended to plump up some chickens. Plump up the chicken.
How much fat is on a lizard? Like
they're like lean.
Like the skin is like stretching off of them, for fuck's sake. You know, like you get a lizard like there, you can stretch it like a fucking accordion.
They really would. Early English chicken pies, the feet of the chicken hung out the sides to use as handles. It comes with his own handles, this meat.
Oh man, like honestly, if I gave that to one of my kids, they would be scarred for life. Here's your chicken pie, mate. Yeah.
Gnarly fucking dinosaur claws poking out of each side of it.
Back in the old days, the kids would be like, "Brum brum, I've got a motorbike!" Yay!
Yeah, they're loving it. They're running around with their heads like holding it.
Chicken feet, yay!
They love the chicken foot back in the olden days. And then finally, though, a good fact here: the first mechanical dough mixer was invented in the 1st century BC.
Nice.
So back in the 1st century, they loved baking, and they made a mechanical dough mixer. So, you know, like you see in
KitchenAid.
Yeah, exactly. You see it it's been around for centuries, mate. What are you talking about?
I'm surprised Dyson haven't like snapped that up actually.
Well, yeah. The thing is, like, there's no air to blow on it, so I guess Dyson are not interested.
Yeah, There's no air. I'm out.
Can I put some air on it? Yes.
Sorry, mate. I'm out.
But yeah.
No, that's fucking funny.
So there you go. That's our whistle-stop tour of odd culinary delights from history past and across the modern world as well. So please, you don't have to eat a live octopus or appear in like mukbang TikToks to become famous. But if you're interested in giving, like a razor clam a little bite when you go down to the beach next, just have a little nibble.
Yeah.
Give it a try. You're a person, you can do what you want. I don't think it's illegal.
Ask consent first.
Yeah, just whisper it into its ear, like sensitively. Can I eat you? Yeah, you can marry it and then you can eat it.
Yeah.
You can always
tell it you loved it.
I love you before you eat it. If you fancy like making a pie, use open arses.
Yeah. But and if you want to like put extra carb, potato, and egg in a pie, who are we to stop you?
I'm sure there is quite a few people that have like a family recipe that's a pie that's got weird stuff in, like weird family recipes. If you are cooking a Sunday roast, really mix it up. Put on a spectacle. Get the chicken, just roast chicken you've made. Put a hat on it. Put it on a pig. Bring it in. With TikTok. The family will love it. They'll clap around the table when you bring it in. You'll be the hero of the day.
Yay!
So yeah, like humans as a species, we're very fucked up. But at least we try to eat whatever we can. So yeah, join us next week on next week's show. We're going to be reprising something from an early episode. So much like we did with ghosts, we gave ghosts another go. We're going to be stepping back into the world of conspiracy theories. All right, and then this is a very special episode as Rob is going to be hosting this episode. So he'll be bringing the facts, and I'm going to be taking a little back seat, having a little listen. I'm going to be making the funny this time.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your conspiracy theories, Rob, in this Conspiracies Again episode.
No, it's going to be good. Yeah, I've done some work already. And yeah, I'm going to continue to do so. Yeah.
I love
blow your mind.
Yes, I hope so. I'd love to hear some different things. See, here we go. Pretty sure they're going to be the same. No, they won't. Well, this is really familiar.
Oh, that didn't happen there. It just happened there instead.
Just change the date. Yeah, so going to see how that's going to be Rob's episode. Very, very excited. And then after that, I believe it's the end of the month where we get to find out what's happening in our adventure special. So after that, we will be touching back with Seraphim Stormcloak and his teeny scared companion Quill Clutterbuck or Quill Copperflick or whatever his name is. My own character's name.
I'm so invested in this. Like I'm well excited about it. Genuinely excited. I've literally been thinking over the last few weeks, like,
it's coming up. It's coming
nearly
up.
There.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for my birthday. I'm excited for this.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun adventure as well. We're going to find out what happens next in the adventure, but we'll go into that a bit more closer at the time. So if you want to contact the podcast, you can contact us on our social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok. Our videos go up on YouTube, so you can comment on those there as well. We'd love to hear what you have to think. Again, if you have any ideas for episodes of the podcast, let us know. We have done a couple of fan specials. So we do listen to what our humble listeners say. Yeah.
We like what you say. We hope that you like what we say.
Yeah. And if you do, share. If you do tag the pod in any of your posts, we'll give you a shout out on an episode.
Yeah, absolutely. After love, love after love.
That's really random.
No, because you said share, share, share.
Okay, all right, I didn't get that link. I'm so sorry. Thanks for listening to the episode. I've been Paul.
I've been Rob.
And you've been listening to In My Humble Opinion. Bye, bye,
Bye.
bye, bye.
You have been listening to the In My Humble Opinion podcast. Strange Foods. Join us on Instagram by searching @humbleopinions_podcast or TikTok by searching @In My Humble Opinion podcast or viewing us on YouTube by searching In My Humble Opinion Pod, or one word.